All right, good morning, folks. Tim Davis here, coming to you guys with another market review as price action continues to churn. Today is Saturday, October 7th, 2023. It's about 5 a.m. and I had a little bit of time on my hands, so I wanted to analyze the markets and show you guys what the technical charts are showing us. And I want to start out by taking a look at the longer term chart because it's time to really pay attention to what the longer term charts is showing us, because this thing is unfolding. And just to remind people that we are really not in a bull market. We're in a overall sloping bear market that's just been like a rolling bear market. And I'm going to point out a couple of things that we gotta pay attention to, because we could be in store for a big move down, longer term elongated move down. Start by taking a look at this quarterly chart. I'm sorry. I want to take a look at the quarterly chart. That's the reason I'm doing this first. Show you what the overall market sentiment is. In other words, overall feel of the market. So first, by looking at this tool, what I'm going to point out is I want to take a look at the oscillators within the full stochastic, the wins percentage, and the CCI. If you notice that since around beginning of, I even go back a little bit further. Look at the oscillators and the CCI. Oscillators and CCI actually on a quarterly chart alerted with a sell signal, and I'm going to highlight that real quick. Alerted with a sell signal on a longer term charts way back around see the cross of the two oscillating lines. The green one crossed below the yellow one back in the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. That's the first thing I want to point out. And since then, since we got that alert, price action has just been giving some false hopes, if you want to ask me, to the to the bulls. So since then, if you look at this, the oscillators and the CCI, look how it's been trending downward. See the trend line? I just drew that trend line. It's been trending downward and has not been able to break back above that level from 2021. Same with oscillators in the wins percentage. It's been in a downward trend. Same with the oscillators in the full stochastics. Been in a downward trend. And if you look at price action, it's been doing the same in general. We got up to a high, almost 480, as you can see here, almost a 480. You got up to this level, and look at that. Been overall in a longer term downward trend. Okay. With price action, and this is the SPY I'm looking at. Sorry, folks. This is the SPY. This is the ETF for the SPY. The SPY ETF for the S&P 500. Got up to almost a high 480 back in the end of 2021. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. Got it to a high almost to 480, and then price action sold off 2021, a couple quarters in a row, and then we got a little reversal here. But look, it was muted. Could not make it back up to this 480. Only back up to around this level right here, and it's like we are starting to trend downward again. Believe it or not, I think we are heading for another downward trend. So got up to a high of, let me erase some of these drawings real quick. We got to the high of 480 there. Let me get rid of this. And then beginning of 20, made it up here to right around here, 461. So we couldn't quite get to 480. We ended up this little tick here about 460, 461. and that's what we started to reverse. That was in July of 2023 this year. 2023 could not make it back up to 480. It's like we are starting to reverse in general. Okay. So now that you guys see that we in a like we back in a reversal standpoint, could not make it back to 480. Don't think we're going there. I think we are in a reversal mode as we speak on a long term aspect. That's by just looking at the spot. Now, the way we are sloping now, it looks similar to a previous time in history, and I'm gonna point that out real quick. Move that. So again, as I pointed out, made it back up to that 480 at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. Tried to reverse and head back up towards the 480. Got stopped right around here, and we see the oscillators all trending downward, and the full stochastic swing percentage and the CCI got early warning signal in the oscillators when we started to see some selling pressure, and we started to see this selling signal back in the CCI back around 2021, into 2021. And since then, the CCI has been in a downward trend. When else in time do we see something similar? Well, let's point that out real quick. It's all the drawings. So when else in time do we see some similar price action? Let me go back in time, back. And remember the oscillators, like we're starting to slope lower out of the overbought territory in the quarterly chart, CCI out of overbought territory way back in around October of 2021, and like we've been trending lower out of overbought territory and still trending lower. Okay. We look back in history, we have not really seen a big continuation of a move out of the overbought territory heading lower. For a while, we got a buy signal way back here around July of 2009, and since then, oscillators and CCI has been pretty much in overbought territory or heading or continuing overbought territory, and it's been up there for quite some time. Dipped a little bit back in 2020, 2019, into 2019, into 2020, and hit right back up. But now it's like we have been in a steady move out of this overbought territory since 2021. When did we last see something like that? Well, I got to take you all the way back here to 2007, folks. Sound familiar? So 2007, we got something similar in the CCI crossover right there. 2007, towards the middle of 2007, and then and we all know what happened after that. 2007 to 2009, there was a bigger dip. And that was pretty, and that one was believe it or not, within about a year's time. You know, that took about a year or less. So that was pretty quick. The one we're in now, it's just stagnant and just been you know, almost confusing folks, thinking that we're still in the bull market. But this one could be prolonged. It's moving very rapid, slow. And look at this downward trend that we got, that sell signal right there, just like we got one here. There was a steep drop back then. This one is a steady decline and refusing to break previous highs. So we try to make a run back up towards the 480. We refuse to go back all the way up towards that high. Stopped around 460, and like we are starting to downtrend again. And with the oscillator CCI, everything else is still trending lower, which leads me to believe that we are going to follow the oscillators as we continue lower. All right, so I wanted to show you guys the bigger picture, and we could be, you know, this bull market there's no bull market, folks. We're in a bear market, and these you know, had several quarters in a row with this nice rally, and it's like we're ready to start to reverse. And possibly, I think we're going to take out this low here, which is what we saw. And I'll pinpoint where that is. I think we're going to take out that low in the SPY, SPY, over the next several months or so. That low's probably going to be taken out. How fast, we got to wait and see. But I think we are in a downward trend right now. All right. So I wanted to give you guys something and compare it to something so you guys can see what the possibilities are. Okay. Let's get rid of this. And again, we are definitely, it's like we are not going to take out this 480. Like we are starting to trend lower. Now, let's bring it to some current action. Let's look at the monthly chart real quick. Here's the monthly chart. Again, we saw that nice reversal back around when we hit this. This purple line is my 50-day moving average. This red line is my 200-day. Right around here, October 2022, price actually started to rise. And again, muted right around 457, 460 between there. Could not get back up to 480. Look what's happening now. It's like we're starting to trend lower. Look at the oscillators on a monthly chart. On this monthly chart, what it's showing us here, right here, right now. Crossover in the CCI with a sell signal, giving us that sell signal warning. Sell signal warning ahead of time before you really start to really drop in a major way. I think we're going to end up piercing this 50-day moving average on a monthly chart eventually. So don't get excited in this little rally that we're seeing on this past week. I think it's going to run into some resistance, and I'm going to break it down looking at the daily and weekly charts to show you guys where we could see a possible reversal back to the downside, and it could be sharp. So just keep that in mind. I think we're going to really start to run into these resistance walls, and they're going to be met with some fear selling. All right, so got a sell signal on the monthly chart. Bigger so the longer term pictures are showing us selling pressure, showing us selling pressure. So I'm pretty much ignoring the short term noise in the month. I mean in the daily and hourly charts, and paying attention to where resistance is on some of these longer term charts, because I think we're going to hit those walls and reverse in sharp fashion. So all right, now let's bring it to current times, as we see that the longer term charts are showing us selling pressure, big time selling pressure. Longer term charts trump these shorter term charts in my overall view. All right, now let's go to a daily chart then. So now we see there's some selling pressure. Look what happened on last week. There was some selling pressure, and then we hit a level of support. A level of support towards the end of the week last week. And voila, what do you know? There it is. We get the reversal. So we hit the 200-day moving average on the SPY. It's like we are starting to try to trend higher. However, this is this is where the problem lies, and which is why I say we're going to run into some serious issues. Already saw the longer term charts already showing us that we are in a downward trend. So any resistance that we hit on these shorter term charts, it's going to be met with some fierce showing up resistance, and the bears are going to more likely step in and try to reverse price action right back down. Now, in this recent downtrend on the daily chart, we had a little gap in the markets right here. See that little gap? 9 times out of 10 when we see these gaps normally try to find a way to fill. So what I expect to see next week, we could see continuation to the upside. But what's going to happen as we get price action continues up, the moving average on this 50-day moving average will probably continue lower. And what we'll see is somewhere between probably this gap and where the moving average ends up, 50-day moving average, we're going to run into some resistance. So if I was to put a level on that, let's get out my trend line here. So that gap is right around here. Right around 438, so around there is where price could Could, see, could, because we never know, it could happen earlier. But I think what's going to happen is you can see the trend line is going to continue. I mean, the 50-day moving average is going to continue to trickle lower as price starts to rise. We could run right up until that 438, 440 level, and then I think we're going to reverse right back down. And I think the next time we come back down, I think we're going to break this 200-day moving average on the SPY. So keep that in mind. Next week, we could see continuation and rally to trap the bulls, and then bulls going to get trapped thinking we are in a new bull market. And as you already saw, looking at long-term charts, we are not there. We already got rejected at some higher levels on the longer-term charts, over a year ago. And I think we're going to start to see some more fierce selling as we are. Looks like we are about to start another leg of the longer-term downtrend lower. So again, 438, watch for that next week. If we hit that 438 level, start to look for selling pressure in the SPY. And if we come back, hit that selling pressure, we're probably going to end up breaking this 419, 420 level on the SPY. So bulls, again, don't stay long. Short-term run if you're bullish, and get a nice pop, and then be ready to take your profits and roll. For the bears, you got longer term bearish positions like myself. You sit back and just let it ride. All right. So that's a bigger picture look at the SPY, showing you guys what the overall market sentiment looks like. Now, let's go and start looking at look at the other markets, but we're going to take a look at the SPXA first. SPXA 200R, which is the tool that tracks the percentage of stocks trading above their 200-day moving average. And what I'll point out here is this tool is giving us warning as well. So this is SPXA 200R, which is a tool that tracks the percentage of stocks trading above that 200-day moving average. And what I'll point out immediately here is on this daily chart, we got a crossover with the 50-day moving average crossing below the 200-day moving average. That's a bearish signal. That's a sell signal for sure, folks. We got the oscillators in the full stochastic swing percentage all like they want to turn up, starting to come from out of oversold territory. But again, they're going to be met with some fierce resistance. If you guys know, I've been telling you guys that looking at this tool, this 50 level is normally the level that I pay close attention to see, what the overall sentiment is. We broke below that level not too long ago. So I think this downward trend, even in this tool, is going to continue. Again, we might see a little pop, but the oscillators probably continue to come. The moving average will continue to come down. We may get a pop back up to around 40, even to 45. Don't think we're going to hide on 45 and then right back down. So all signs, folks, are pointing to weakness in the market, and like it's going to continue. These rallies are going to continue to be sold. That's the daily chart of the SPXA 200R. Let's take a quick look at a weekly chart. As you can see, we're oversold territory, right at a level where we could see a low reversal. But as you can see, as I drew these trend lines last week in this downward channel, we're in this downward trending channel, and I think that's going to stand. That's going to stay. We may see a little reversal back up towards that 40 to 44, 45, and then probably coming right back down. That's what the weekly chart looks like. And here is a monthly chart. Clear sign of a downward trend. Look at the TTM squeeze. Look how it's losing the upward momentum. We got these dark blue bars starting to turn. Eventually, they're going to turn red. Look at the oscillators in the full stochastic. It's heading straight down, and not even over sold territory yet. So all the momentum is shifting in favor of the bears, no matter how you slice and dice this, folks. All right. Now let's go to the DIA, which is the diamonds, the tool that tracks the Dow Jones. You're going to see same type of stuff here, folks. Look at the monthly chart on the DIA. Again, we see sell signals on the long-term charts here as well. Right here, just got our sell signal between September and October on a monthly chart on the DIA. Just got a reversal right here around it in middle of September. And it's like we're starting to reverse low. Not heading back up here to this 370. Not going to see that. It's like we're starting to head lower. The least path of resistance is for price action to break this 50-day moving average, folks. And I think we're going to see that very soon. All right. That's the monthly chart of the DIA. Let's break it down. Go straight. Let's get to a daily chart. Again, we see a near-term buy signal. And look what's different with the DIA. We're already below its 200-day moving average, folks. That 200-day moving average, I guarantee, is going to act as a strong, as a strong price magnet. First of all, in other words, price is going to revert back up to it. But I think it's going to act as a strong wall. Okay, so this DIA, folks, and I'm giving that's 338. So if we pierce above that, start to look for selling pressure. I don't want to be going much higher because look at the 50-day. 50-day is starting to come down and meet this 200-day. See how this 50-day is coming down? As price action is going up, I think it's going to run into right around this 200-day moving average, right around 340. And then I think we're going to start to see some selling pressure. So let's see how that pans out. Only way for the bulls in order to get control of this market, folks, it has to start breaking back above these major moving averages in a major way. And as you can see, on the longer term charts, don't like it's going to happen. All right, that is the DIA. Look at the triple Qs. Same scenario, triple Qs, and there's a gap right here. We almost right back at that gap already, folks. And look where price action is. This is very close to this 50-day moving average. And we got a buy signal. We're showing uptrend in the oscillators and the CCI, Williams percentage, and forecast on the shorter term daily chart. And we are right at a moving average, very close to moving average, right around 368. 368, folks. And that'll take us above this little gap, 368. Pay close attention to that. Don't think we're going to go much higher than that. We have to wait and see. But there is some strength. We could get a little move up and see what happens. If we punch above 368, then we could, the price action could continue up to some of these levels up here, around 370, 375. But anywhere between that 370, 375, if we get to that level, we're definitely going to see a reversal. First level of resistance looks to be right around 368. So let's see what happens when we get there. But anywhere after that 368, start looking for some major resistance and some reversals. Here's a weekly chart. It's in a downward trend, as you can see. Look at TTM squeeze. TTM squeeze. Definitely in a downward trend. It's like the momentum to the upside has shifted in favor of the bears, and it's like we are ready to start to see some dark red bars on the bottom, signaling more downward pressure and overall price action on the longer term charts. Here's a quick monthly chart of the DI. I think probably, of the Qs. No, Qs. Same thing. Look at that CCI sell signal popped up about a week or two ago on a monthly chart. All right. So, folks, again, I'm just showing you guys. Wanted to start with the longer term charts to show you guys that there is no positive movement and it's an overall look at the markets. And if anything haven't convinced you, look at the IWM, folks. It's really been getting hammered. So the IWM, it showed this big time sell signal way back, and it hasn't really done anything since. Fake out moves to the upside, but since around November of 2021, it's been in a steady downtrend, and it's been in that funk for a very long time. Started to try to consolidate around this 50-day moving average after we dropped to it right around May of 2022. And look, it's been hovering, it's been sticking to that 50-day moving average. As you can see, price action has been, I like that. Get to this 50-day, and we've been right around this 50-day. Look at that. got above it just a little bit here and ran into this resistance trend line and right back down. Folks, it looks like we're ready to possibly break this support, this level of support right around this one. Let's see what that is real quick. So this IWM, it's like we're ready to break this level right here. 166. We break 166 in a major way. We're going to see this really start to pick up. So, and this may be, I think this may be interest me in a put spread on the IWM. The IWM is probably going to break before everything else. So IWM, folks, anything below 165, we're going to probably start to see some big time selling. So that may be a good short right there. IWM, keep that in mind. I already got the reversal signal right around August. Made up to about 200, and since then we've been trending lower. And it's like we are probably going to really start to see some downward pressure on IWM. Near term, short term, again, just like the others, you see some buying, a buying opportunity. But look at the price action, folks. Since we broke below the 200-day moving average, look how we've been being met with selling pressure. So broke below the 200-day moving average here. Came down, got a little gap here. See that little gap right there? Price action came down, rose up, filled the gap, and look what it did. Came right back down. So look at the horseshoe action. There's another gap here. Another gap here. So could we come up and fill this gap and do the same thing? Fill the gap. Could we come up and fill the gap and do the same thing and then come right back down and then create a lower low? Could, because every time we reverse back up, look what happened. Reverse back up. This was our low. And it came back down and created what? A lower low. So now we're starting to create lower highs. That's a high there. Lower high here. Lower high here. Lower lows. See? That's the downward trending channel. And we are about to cross with the sell signal with the or a death cross, what they call it. About to cross with the 50-day moving average crossing below the 200-day moving average. So get rid of some of these drawings real quick. Just to do a quick summary. Again, it's like we are in a downward trending motion. Nice rally there. Drop again. And process of another rally here. What I expect to see is price action to run into some resistance right around this level. Let's see what it is. Get rid of you. So there's a gap here. So we could run into some selling pressure right around 174. 174 to 175. Could see some selling pressure. Right around this level here. This is right where that gap is. So we're right around, we're very close to that now. And if we go a little bit higher, we're not taking no more than that. It's another little slight gap there. So maybe 176, 177. If we continue higher, and then by that time we should, the oscillators and the moving averages, the 50-day and the 200-day could be possibly right around this level. 175 to 177. Look out for possible reversal again. All right. All right, folks, that is the major ETFs. The major ETFs. And let's take a look at the VIX. All right, here's the daily chart of the VIX. It has shown us selling pressure after we broke above the 200-day moving average in a major way. So could we see this VIX come back down? Yes. Look at the it's about to do the opposite of what our markets is showing us. Look at the this is the 50-day moving average. It's on an upward trend. See that? How the 50-day moving average is like turning to go up. So as the VIX is selling here, we could see the VIX even drop even a little bit more as we begin next week. As it's in a short-term downward trend. Back to the, I think of the drop, it could drop right around to around 1560 or 1570. right around this, we see this purple 1577. So right around that level, we could see the VIX drop. And I think it's going to find some support, folks. If it does drop to 1570, I think it's going to find some support right around this 200-day, around a 50-day moving average, and then reverse back to the upside. That is my opinion. So let's see how that pans out. That is a daily chart of the VIX. Let's look at a weekly chart of the VIX. It is definitely showing some upward trending motion, upward trending fashion. So it looks like we made it back up to this 250-day moving average and continue to get rejected here. So I think any pullback here will probably be muted. We'll probably see this pull back a little bit, and I think the next push higher, the weekly chart, we could see price action jump above the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart, which will put price above 23. Then I think we're really going to start to see pressure on the markets. So that's where we stand right now, folks. Hopefully this is some information that will be helpful. Oh, while we at it, let's take a look at crude, because crude has also been doing something that caught my eye. It had a big time reversal signal after it got up to around just below 100, got up to around 96, and then look at it, got a big reversal candle. Looks like it's trending lower, so we got to see how that pans out. And it could be heading lower along with the markets. The monthly chart, you got to see how that pans out. Right above a level of resistance, and it's starting to reverse. It's a daily chart, so we got to see how crude oil hangs in here. Is it going to find some support right around this $80 level? We got to wait and see. But it could be heading back down to this 200-day moving average before heading back up to the upside. So I'm paying very close attention to see what crude oil does here. All right, folks, that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully this is something you guys can use, and I'll see you guys on the next video.